Have you ever caught a faint, unfamiliar scent in your home and wondered, is that coming from me? You're not alone. Many older adults notice a subtle change in body odor as they age. And what's surprising is, it's not just about hygiene. In fact, even the cleanest, most meticulous seniors can experience this issue. Here's a little-known fact. Japanese researchers identified a unique compound called 2-nonenal, often linked to that distinct old person smell. And guess what? It has nothing to do with how often you shower, and everything to do with changes happening inside your body. Now don't worry, this isn't something shameful or uncommon. It's completely natural. But what's not talked about enough is the real reason behind it, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. And here's the kicker. Most people, nearly 99%, completely miss the one spot where this odor hides and builds up. That's what we're going to uncover today. So if you've ever felt self-conscious about how you smell, if you've ever noticed your clothes holding onto a strange scent even after washing, or if your loved ones have hinted at it, even gently, this video is for you. Stick with me until the very end, because not only are we going to reveal the surprising source of this odor, but I'll also give you simple, science-backed tips to feel fresher, more confident, and totally in control. Let's dive in, because what you're about to learn might just change how you see your daily routine. Let's get real for a moment. This might feel like an awkward topic, but it's one that many seniors quietly think about, and very few actually talk about. You wake up in the morning, take a shower, put on clean clothes. You've done everything right. But sometime during the day, maybe after a walk, maybe after sitting for a few hours, you catch a faint scent. It's not overwhelming, but it's there. You lean in, give your shirt a quick sniff, and wonder, was that always there? Or maybe you've noticed it on a parent, a spouse, or even a close friend, and you didn't know how to bring it up, because it's uncomfortable and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Sound familiar? This situation is way more common than people think. In fact, most seniors, even those in excellent health and with strong personal hygiene, begin to notice this subtle change in their natural scent sometime after their 60s. And here's the thing, it's not your fault. It's not a sign that you're not clean enough. It's not even something you're doing wrong. It's something that's happening inside your body, and chances are, no one ever told you it could happen. You see, as we age, our skin changes. Our bodies go through hormonal shifts. Our metabolism slows down. The way our skin produces oils, called sebum, begins to shift. And those oils, when they break down, create new compounds. One of which is that molecule we mentioned earlier, 2-nonenal. It's a compound that only appears with age-related changes. It has a slightly greasy, grassy, even waxy smell. Not bad. Just different. But different enough for you, or someone close to you, to notice. Now imagine this. You're heading to a family gathering. You've showered, dressed well, maybe even put on a bit of perfume or aftershave. But halfway through the visit, you feel self-conscious. You're not sure if others can smell something you can barely detect yourself. So you keep a little distance. You second-guess that hug. You start to worry about how close people are standing. And suddenly what should be a joyful moment becomes clouded with quiet insecurity. This might sound small, but it adds up. Over time, that feeling of self-consciousness can affect your confidence, your willingness to socialize, and even your mood. Some seniors begin to isolate themselves not because they want to, but because they're unsure of how they come across to others. And that, my friend, is the real problem. Because this isn't just about odor, it's about dignity, it's about connection, it's about feeling like your best self. Even as your body changes with age, you deserve to feel good in your skin. You deserve to walk into a room with confidence, knowing you are clean, fresh, and vibrant. And you deserve to have this topic talked about openly, without shame, without judgment, and without awkwardness. So ask yourself, have you noticed a lingering scent in your clothes even after washing? Have you ever felt unsure about how you smell, especially in social situations? Have you pulled away from hugs, avoided gatherings, or second-guessed how close people stand? If you nodded yes to any of these, you're not alone. But more importantly, you're not stuck. Because here's the truth. While the changes in your body may be natural, you're not powerless. There are real, practical ways to address this, and we're going to walk through them together. But before we do that, it's important to understand exactly how and why this odor happens, and most importantly, the hidden spot where it tends to linger the most. And trust me, When we get to that part, you might be shocked to realize you've been missing it all along. So stay with me. The solution is simple, it's effective, and it's something you can start doing today. No fancy products, no complicated routines, just small shifts, backed by science, that help you feel fresher, more confident, and completely you again. Let's keep going, because what comes next might just surprise you. Alright, now that we've opened up the conversation, let's dive deeper. Let's talk about the why behind this unique, age-related odor. Because once we understand what's really going on, everything else, or including the solution, becomes much easier to handle. Let's start with something basic but important. Your body, just like your skin, hair, and muscles, changes as you age. It doesn't mean it's breaking down. It just means it's evolving. And with those changes come new patterns, including the way your body produces and breaks down natural oils. Now here's the real science behind it, simplified so it makes sense without a biology degree. What is 2-non-enol, and why does it matter? In 2001, Japanese scientists made a fascinating discovery. They found that adults over the age of 40, especially after age 60, began to produce a very specific chemical on their skin called 2-non-enol. This compound isn't found in younger people. It's only triggered by the oxidation of fatty acids in the skin's natural oils, also known as sebaceous secretions. So what does that mean? Let me break it down. Think of your skin like a protective layer, constantly producing oil to stay healthy and moisturized. This oil is completely normal. It helps protect you from bacteria, dryness, and irritation. But as we age, the composition of this oil changes. It becomes richer in omega-7 unsaturated fatty acids, which are more prone to oxidation, especially when exposed to air, heat, and bacteria. Once these fatty acids oxidize, they form 2-non-enol, a compound with a distinct odor. It's often described as slightly greasy, stale, or similar to cucumber mixed with cardboard. Not exactly pleasant, but definitely unique. Here's the kicker. 2-non-enol is incredibly stubborn. It doesn't wash off easily with regular soap and water. It clings to clothing, towels, and even pillowcases. That's why some people feel like the smell lingers, even after showering. Why does this happen? More as you get older. There are 3 key reasons. Number 1, hormonal shifts. As we grow older, our hormone levels change. Estrogen and testosterone levels decline. These shifts affect the body's oil production, especially in areas like the back, chest, scalp, and behind the ears. Now remember this. These are the very areas where 2-non-enol tends to accumulate. That's why the odor often seems strongest in those zones, even when the rest of the body feels clean. Number 2, slower cell turnover. When you're younger, your skin sheds and regenerates quickly. But as we age, this process slows down. Dead skin cells stick around longer, and when mixed with oil and sweat, they become a perfect environment for oxidation and odor buildup. Think of it like leaving salad dressing out overnight. Oil, moisture, and time create a very distinct smell. Number 3, decreased skin moisture and barrier. Function. Aging skin tends to be drier and more fragile, which can affect its natural protective barrier. This makes it easier for bacteria and environmental pollutants to interact with sebum, accelerating the breakdown into compounds like 2-non-enol. Where does this odor usually hide? Here's what 99% of people miss. Now this is important, and it's what most people completely overlook. The body part that almost everyone misses when it comes to addressing senior odor is the back of the neck and behind the ears. Yes, that little area right behind your ears, where the skin folds slightly and oil tends to collect. Most of us wash our faces, our arms, our underarms, but we skip the back of the neck and the sides of the scalp during our daily routines. But here's what research has shown. This is one of the highest concentration areas for 2-non-enol. Why? Because it's warm, has sebaceous glands, and often gets missed during washing. Now add this to the fact that seniors may sweat less, move less, or bathe less frequently due to mobility or health challenges. And suddenly this one little zone becomes the perfect hiding place for odor. Let's hear from the experts. Dermatologists like Dr. Melissa Piliang from the Cleveland Clinic have spoken on this topic. She explains that body odor in older adults isn't necessarily stronger. It's just different, and unfortunately, people don't always know how to target it. And Japanese researchers from the Shiseido Research Center concluded that standard soaps don't effectively break down 2-nonenal. You need specific cleansing agents or deep cleansing routines to manage it properly. But don't worry, we'll get into practical, easy tips shortly. What about diet and lifestyle? Great question. Because yes, what you eat and how you live can influence how much 2-nonenal your body produces. A diet high in fatty, fried, or processed foods can increase oil production and oxidation. Low antioxidant intake, like not getting enough vitamin C, E, or polyphenols, means your body has fewer tools to fight off oxidation. Poor hydration leads to dry skin, which can worsen oil concentration and odor, and stress. Believe it or not, stress hormones can change your body chemistry, including how you sweat and smell. So, while the odor might be caused by natural aging, it's also influenced by everyday choices. Let's recap before we move forward. So far, here's what we know. The senior odor is real, but it's not your fault. It's caused primarily by a compound called 2-nonenal, which appears more often in aging skin. It builds up in areas with sebaceous glands, especially the neck and behind the ears, which most people miss. Regular soap and water often don't remove it completely. Diet, hydration, and stress all play a role in how much of this compound your body produces. And now that we've peeled back the layers and understand what's happening, it's time to shift from science to solutions. Let's talk about what you can do. Starting today, to take control, feel fresher, and live more confidently. Trust me, these are not hard. You'll wish someone had told you this years ago. Let's keep going. Now that you understand what's really happening inside your body and where that stubborn odor is coming from, let's move on to the good part. What can you do about it? Because here's the truth. You don't have to just live with it. You're not helpless. And with a few simple shifts in your daily routine, you can regain that fresh, clean feeling and stay confident in your skin again. So let's break it down with 5 practical, easy-to-follow tips that can make a big difference. Starting today. Tip number 1. Target the real trouble spots. Let's start with the most obvious and most overlooked step. Clean the spots that 99% of people miss. We're talking about the back of the neck behind and around the ears, upper back and shoulder blades, the chest and collarbone area, behind the knees and under skin folds. These are all warm zones where sweat and sebum collect, and where 2-nonenal tends to build up. How to apply this? When you shower or bathe, take a few extra moments to focus on these areas using a soft exfoliating cloth or brush. Use gentle circular motions, not harsh scrubbing, especially if your skin is sensitive. Use lukewarm water, not hot. And if mobility is an issue, consider a long-handled sponge or loofah to help reach tricky areas. You'd be surprised how these small changes can lead to a noticeable improvement in just a few days. The result? Your skin feels fresher, and those stubborn odors that seemed permanent, they start to fade. Tip number 2. Upgrade your soap. Go beyond the basics. Here's where most people go wrong, and they assume any soap will do. But remember what we talked about earlier. Regular soaps don't break down 2-nonenal effectively. So if you're still using the same bar of soap from the dollar aisle, it's time for an upgrade. What to look for? Choose soaps or body washes that contain persimmon extract, clinically shown to neutralize 2-nonenal activated charcoal, great for drawing out oil and impurities, green tea extract or vitamin C, high in antioxidants to fight odor-causing oxidation. How to apply this? These soaps are easy to find online or in specialty stores. Use them once a day, focusing on the hot zones we just discussed. You don't need to use them on your entire body, just the areas prone to odor. The benefit? You're not just covering the smell, you're neutralizing the source, and that leads to longer-lasting freshness. Tip number 3. Exfoliate gently but regularly. As we age, our skin's ability to shed dead cells slows down. That leads to buildup, and buildup leads to bacteria, oil, and eventually, odor. That's why exfoliating once or twice a week can be a game changer. But don't worry, this doesn't mean harsh scrubs or expensive treatments. How to apply this? Use a mild exfoliating wash with lactic acid, glycolic acid, or even a soft natural scrub like rice bran or oat powder. Focus on problem zones: back, chest, neck, behind the ears. You can even do this in the bath, where your skin is already soft and warm. why it works. Exfoliation removes dead skin cells, unclogs pores, and improves your skin's ability to breathe. This slows down the oxidation process and makes it easier for your soap to do its job. Over time, you'll notice smoother skin, fewer dry patches, and a dramatic drop in odor buildup, especially in warm weather. Tip number 4, reassess your diet. Feed your skin from within. Here's something most people don't realize. What you eat affects how you smell. Your body is a factory. The raw materials you put into it, food, water, vitamins, determine what comes out in terms of sweat, oil, and skin health. Certain foods actually accelerate the oxidation that leads to 2-nonenal. What to reduce? Fried foods, processed meats, sugary snacks, alcohol, especially in excess. What to increase? Green leafy vegetables, rich in chlorophyll and antioxidants. Berries, high in polyphenols. Nuts and seeds, zinc and vitamin E help with skin repair. Plenty of water. Hydration helps flush out toxins and keeps skin balanced. How to apply this? Start small. Add a serving of greens to your lunch. Swap soda for a glass of water with lemon. Keep a bowl of almonds handy for snacks. What you'll notice, over a few weeks you may not just feel better, you'll smell better too, because healthier skin produces less odor-causing oil. And your body becomes better at processing waste from the inside out. Tip number 5, change what you wear and how often. Let's talk about fabrics, because no matter how clean your skin is, your clothes can be working against you. 2. Nonenal clings to fabrics like polyester, nylon, and other synthetics. These materials trap oil and bacteria and make odors worse. What to do? Opt for natural fabrics like cotton, linen, and bamboo whenever possible. These are breathable and allow your skin to regulate temperature and moisture better. Wash clothes, towels, and pillowcases regularly, ideally after 1 or 2 uses. Add a cup of white vinegar or baking soda to your wash to help neutralize odors naturally. How to apply this? Start with what you wear at home. Switch out synthetic loungewear or nightgowns for cotton-based ones. Rotate towels more often, especially the ones used around your neck and ears. The benefit? You're giving your skin room to breathe and stopping odor from getting trapped and recycled into the next day. Bringing it all together, a new routine for a fresher. Let's imagine something for a second. It's morning. You step out of the shower. You've used a persimmon soap to target those odor-prone spots. You've gently exfoliated your upper back. You throw on a fresh cotton shirt, clean and light, and eat a breakfast rich in fruit and hydration. How do you feel? Fresher, lighter, more confident, because you've tackled the root of the problem, not just the symptoms. Bonus advice for those with mobility or health concerns. If you or a loved one has trouble reaching certain parts of the body due to mobility issues, don't worry. There are still ways to follow these tips. Use long-handled sponges or back scrubbers. Try spray-on cleansers for hard-to-reach areas. Ask a caregiver to assist with weekly exfoliation. Keep odor-neutralizing wipes handy for between showers. This isn't about being perfect. It's about staying comfortable, clean, and in control. Bottom line? Senior odor isn't about neglect or personal hygiene failure. It's about understanding what your body is doing and learning how to support it with targeted, smart self-care. These 5 tips can help you get there, and once you try them, you'll never go back. Let's keep going. Next up, we're going to debunk some of the biggest myths about senior body odor that are keeping people stuck. You won't want to miss this. All right. Now that we've tackled practical solutions, let's clear the air, literally and figuratively, by breaking down some of the biggest myths about body odor in older adults. Because let's face it, there's a lot of embarrassment, confusion, and flat-out misinformation surrounding this topic. And if you've ever felt self-conscious or judged, you're not alone. So let's separate fact from fiction and take back the narrative. Myth number 1. It's just poor hygiene. This is by far the most common and the most hurtful misconception. Many people assume that senior body odor comes from someone not bathing enough or being careless with cleanliness. But here's the truth. It has nothing to do with being dirty. It's not about laziness, neglect, or bad habits. It's about natural changes in your skin and hormones that happen with age. As we age, our bodies produce more lipid acids, and our skin becomes less efficient at renewing itself. This leads to a rise in 2-non-enol, the specific compound responsible for the old people smell. Even if you shower daily, use soap, and wear clean clothes, the odor can still persist unless you're targeting the underlying cause. So if anyone's ever made you feel ashamed, know this: it's not your fault. It's biology, and biology can be managed with the right care. Myth number 2. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just part of aging. Wrong again. Yes, 2-non-enol production tends to increase after the age of 40 or 50, but that doesn't mean you're stuck with it. As we just saw in the previous section, small changes in your soap and skincare routine, exfoliation habits, diet and hydration, clothing choices, can all work together to neutralize the source of the odor, not just mask it. In fact, many seniors report a complete elimination of body odor after switching to oxidation targeting products and adopting better hygiene strategies tailored for aging skin. So no, you don't have to just accept it. You have options and the power to feel and smell fresh again. Myth number 3. It's a sign of a medical condition or poor health. Let's be clear, body odor by itself, and especially caused by 2-non-enol, is not a sign of disease. It's not a warning sign of diabetes, kidney failure, or liver problems, although those can cause different kinds of body odor. If you're otherwise healthy and noticing a musty, greasy, or grassy scent, it's likely hormonal and age-related. Of course, it's always good to speak with your doctor if you notice sudden or severe changes in body odor, especially if they're accompanied by fatigue, skin rashes, or weight loss. But for most older adults, the odor isn't about illness, it's about the oxidation of skin oils, and again, that's manageable. Myth number 4. Deodorants and perfumes are enough to fix it. This one sounds tempting, but it's misleading. Regular deodorants are made to control sweat and bacteria, not oil oxidation. And perfumes, they mask, not treat. In fact, mixing perfume with 2-non-enol can sometimes make the smell worse, creating a sharp or sour combo that lingers longer than either would alone. So while deodorants can help under the arms, they don't address the back, neck, or chest, where senior odor often originates. That's why experts recommend using targeted cleansing agents, like persimmon soap, and exfoliation, not just fragrance. Myth number 5. Only other people can smell it, not the person who has it. Surprisingly, this one's partially true. Because of something called olfactory fatigue, many people become desensitized to their own scent over time, especially if it's subtle or develops gradually. This can make it harder to notice changes in your own body odor, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And that's why it's helpful to be proactive. Just like brushing your teeth or clipping your nails, managing body odor is a part of self-care. Whether or not you can smell it, it's always worth taking steps to feel confident and stay fresh. Bringing it all together. So here's the bottom line. Senior body odor is not your fault, not a disease, not untreatable, not something to be ashamed of. It's simply a natural change, one that can be managed with the right knowledge and tools. Now that we've busted these myths wide open, you're one step closer to taking back control of your body and your confidence. And in the next section, we'll show you how to keep that momentum going, with a fresh, simple routine designed just for you. Let's finish strong. Now take a deep breath with me. You've made it this far, not just through this video, but through life, through challenges, changes, and so many seasons. So here's the truth I want to leave you with. You deserve to feel fresh. You deserve to feel confident. And most of all, you deserve to feel in control. For far too long, conversations around aging have been filled with whispers, embarrassment, or worse, silence. But today we broke that silence together. We pulled back the curtain and talked about something real, something that millions of people experience but rarely discuss. And in doing so, we took away its power. Because now you know that senior odor isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something you can understand, manage, and even eliminate. Let's take a moment to imagine someone just like you. We'll call her Mina. Mina is 67. She's active, joyful, and loves spending time with her grandchildren. But for the past few years, she's noticed something off. A scent. A musty smell she couldn't quite pinpoint. She started showering more, switching deodorants, spraying perfumes, but nothing worked. She felt embarrassed around others, even started skipping social outings. Then one day she watched a video just like this one. She learned about 2-non-enol and how skin changes with age can produce odors even the cleanest person might experience. She switched to a persimmon soap, began gently exfoliating her back and neck, and made small changes to her diet and clothes. Within 2 weeks, the odor was gone. But more importantly, her confidence came back. She started walking taller, hugging tighter, laughing louder, because when you feel fresh, you feel free. And that's what I want for you. You've learned the truth. You've been given tools. Now it's your turn to rewrite this story. Let this moment be your reset, not just for your hygiene, but for your confidence, your comfort, and your self-love. Because aging doesn't mean giving things up. It means gaining the wisdom to take care of yourself in new, smarter ways. You're not just surviving, you're evolving. And the best is still ahead. Let's walk forward together, fresh, empowered, and proud. If this video helped you learn something new, or even just made you feel a little more seen, don't keep it to yourself. Click that like button to let us know this topic matters. Subscribe if you want more content that speaks to you, your body, your health, and your journey. And most importantly, let's keep this conversation going. Have you ever noticed this issue? Have you tried any of the tips we shared today? Or maybe you have a method that's worked wonders for you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read everyone, and you never know. Your story might help someone else finally feel normal, understood, and empowered. And if there's someone you care about who might benefit from this video, please share it with them. Because aging is a journey we're all on, and we're stronger when we walk it together. See you in the next one.